All right, we're live. I did not expect that one. Dunaway tried to warn us all week that this is a more dangerous team than you would think by the name on the jersey. Even you, Jim, did not see a blowout by New
No,
Mexico State.
no, I didn't see a New Mexico State win. My point all week was, Alabama would be able to name their score against Chattanooga. Auburn just needs to win the game, and I never thought they would not win the game.
Right.
But this was 100% respect out of what I think of Jerry Kill as a head coach.
Fantastic head coach.
Yeah, if people forget that he took Minnesota. Now, this isn't PJ Fleck's Minnesota. PJ Fleck inherited what Jerry Kill and company had started to build there. And then that stadium that was built there was what Jerry Kill resurrected and got Minnesota moving in a direction. And as I was explaining to Emily Grace earlier today in pregame, I said, I just admire that guy because he very easily could have quit coaching. He's the guy who had seizures on the sideline. If you guys remember back in the day, in two different games, live during the game where he's on the field having seizures, the game has to stop. He has to be treated and removed and couldn't coach for a while. Came back, got so excited during a game, had seizures again, and had to retire from coaching for a while. And he had built Minnesota into something. And then he gets this job and he has lost a lot of weight, looks to be in a better shape, but he's old, relatively speaking, but he's a heck of a football coach. And I remember back in the day, even before he had the seizures, we would talk about on our AM show, Brown, about how, he won't get a chance at like an SEC job because he just doesn't look the part. He was overweight. He was older. He just wouldn't get a shot in what had become a very television oriented business. But I just respect the heck out of that guy. And when this game was booked, they were 3-9 the year before. New Mexico State in 2018. They'd beaten Liberty, who wasn't the Liberty it is now, Alcorn State, and UTEP, I think. And the year they announced that this game was going to be played was 2019, and New Mexico State was 2-10, and their wins were over UTEP and something called UIW. I don't even know what that is.
It's Incarnate Word, I think.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Yeah.
So that was their 2 wins when this game was booked.
Yep.
So you never know who you're booking when you schedule these games this far in the future.
Right. Well, like Knights, how much do they pay for that? They said it on the telecast, $1.8 million.
$1.85 million, which I wasn't making a comment about Auburn losing to somebody they paid $1.85 million. I was just surprised that we had gotten up to the point that's what we were paying teams to come play us in the SEC. That 1.85 million, because remember that would have had to be announced back in that had to be agreed upon in 2019.
I know.
So in 2019 we were paying people 1.85 million to come in before the Iron Bowl and into the future. So God knows what I don't know what we're paying these guys now to come in and play. Like, what did Alabama pay Chattanooga?
And it wasn't that.
I know there's some built-in costs probably that probably includes travel expenses from New Mexico, but they probably bust in from Chattanooga today. But I was just shocked at that number. It had nothing to do with the outcome of the game.
Yeah. T.R. Jones says, so embarrassing. Frank Bunn appears to be an Alabama fan. Most embarrassing loss in history for Auburn. It depends on how you look at that. I'll go back to late Gene Chizik. Not that he's dead. The end of the Gene Chizik run when A&M beat him at Jordan-Hare was one of the more embarrassing losses I've seen. Yeah. And then the following couple of weeks when they played at Bryant-Denny in the Iron Bowl was as bad.
Listen, I know we're supposed to get on here, Brown, and we're supposed to, like, I think the thing to do to build viewers would be get on here and start screaming and stuff like that. And maybe that's what we need to do. But I will also point out 2 things. One, and this will get played a lot over the next 4 or 5 hours, I bet. Nick Saban lost to La Monroe in his first year too, right? You're going to hear a lot of that, right?
You are. That was not a dismantling. I mean, this was a blowout. I mean, this is. Listen, I mean, total yards 414 to 213 through the air 201 to 148 on the ground 213 to 65.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Listen, Jim, they had 12 penalties for 105 yards and still won by 3 touchdowns. New
So we
Mexico.
are going to scream and rant. Okay.
No, I'm just saying it's astounding to me. I'm not screaming
Yeah.
and or ranting. I'm just astounded by these numbers.
No.
Time of possession was 38-50 to 21-10.
Yeah.
I mean,
Your point is it wasn't a fluke.
no, this is not a fluke. This was
Yeah.
absolute domination. 22 first downs to 11. I mean, there's not one aspect of the game, aspect of the game where Auburn won.
Yeah. And there was not, I mean, this was from the first drive, those short little passes. And I mean, this was from the get go. New Mexico State controlled that football game. Alabama would take that right now. They would say, give us 31-10. Let us control it from the on. We play at our pace, do whatever we want to do. We'll take that 31-10 win at Jordan-Hare that New Mexico State got today. We would take that right now and smile on our way to Atlanta. They would say that. You would agree with that, right?
No doubt about it. No doubt about it.
Yeah. That was going to be my next point. 2 more points on that. One is I don't think this impacts the way the Iron Bowl will be played at all. I know that's stupid.
Well, but I said the same thing about Tennessee and Georgia, by the way.
Yeah, I just don't think it will impact at all how the Iron Bowl will be played by Auburn's players, by the Auburn crowd and all that. I don't think it impacts it at all. And another thing was there were a lot of recruits there today. Apparently, Auburn's in the process of flipping some people from other places, according to our buddy Justin Hokanson. And I agree with what Hoke says. I don't think that this outcome influences you one bit in the recruiting process. I think, in fact, sometimes if you've got your NIL money right, it can help you because there is immediate playing time to come in and say, look, we can't beat New Mexico State, big time receiver or big time quarterback. Come play at Auburn. You'll make your NIL money and you can play right now.
Yeah. Well, it will affect. I was texting with Furman because remember he said the Iron Bowl line would be at 10.5.
Right.
And I tweeted that, and he said, hey, if they lose this game, it is not opening at 10.5. I texted him. He said somewhere 14-20. He would guess. He said he'd have to look at it. He would guess around 17.
Yeah.
But that back to that.
And again, I am a horrible gambler, right? I took James Madison to win for the first time all year, and they lost outright. So I'm a horrible gambler. But I will tell you that I think in that situation, then you're getting value, right? If you liked Auburn at 10.5, then if they're going to give you 14, 17, 20 because of this game, then that's free points.
Well, but I would say that's why that if you found that 10.5 anywhere, you're limited on how much you can bet on it. They want the whole picture before they let you bet anything.
Yeah.
And now you have the whole picture. And I don't know what you do with this. I really don't. I thought Auburn had improved. I thought they had that offense headed in the right direction. And, there'll be people that point at the defense. They did give up 31 points. And somebody pointed out the comments are moving so fast right now. Somebody pointed out that there were 0 turnovers in this game. And that's what's incredible. It's not as if Auburn gave New Mexico State short fields. New Mexico State just drove the football up and down the field.
Well, there was one big moment that could have been a turnover, but they did blow it dead.
No doubt.
Maybe they blew it quick. I don't know, but they did blow it dead. But you saw the ref on the far side go up with his hands, and then the ball came out. Now, do they usually let that play a little longer? I think they do a lot of times, but in that situation, they had blown it dead, and that was a bad break for Auburn. But you're right. I mean, this was a well-played game by New Mexico State. No flukes. I was really amazed at the defensive adjustments just didn't seem to come from Auburn today. I mean, as bad as the offense has looked at times this year, I mean, against Georgia, that loss against Cal in that game. I mean, there's been times that you look at this defense and go, man, no matter how bad the offense has looked, that defense has come to play. And they continue to let and some of the stuff New Mexico State was doing got a little fluky at times, but they continue to let them throw that short pass and run with it. And they continue to have success running the football. And again, I don't think this Auburn team will show up next week. It'll be a battle for Alabama. But I was surprised that Auburn did not do a lot more in-game adjustments in this one.
Yeah, a lot of people said that the Auburn obviously practicing for Alabama, that's silly. And I've seen that in the chat already. That is not how the game works. And if you listen to Hugh Freeze this week, he sounded like Dunaway. I think two things Hugh Freeze knows. He knows his roster, and they're not good enough to look past anybody.
No.
And I think Hugh Freeze could watch film and see how good this New Mexico State team is. And third, I think Hugh Freeze knows who Jerry Kill is. And
Right.
you're not going to look past a Jerry Kill game. So I don't think there's any. Now, maybe the players, in the back of their minds are looking past the Iron Bowl. That if you're looking ahead of the Iron Bowl, you win this game by 7 or 10 after a sloppy performance. You don't lose this game 31-10 looking ahead to the Iron Bowl. That is just you lost to a better football team. New Mexico State is the better football team than Auburn.
They were definitely today for 100%. Keep in mind, Hugh Freeze, I think, did he lose him? He played this team last year at Liberty, so he prepared for a lot of this roster and for Jerry Kill and his coaches last year.
I think he played them twice. I think they played a home and home.
That's right, they did. So he had a big chunk of preparation for this team, so he knew. And again, I don't want a lot of praise that I'll take praise on Bo Nix having 6 first half touchdowns and that he's going to be in New York regardless of what happens in the final 2 games before they vote. I'll take praise for that back on signing day that I said one day Bo Nix would be a Heisman finalist. I'll take that praise. I said Auburn would need to work hard to win this game. I do not say Jim picked New Mexico State because I did not dream this would happen. Not at all.
No. Also, I want to be abundantly clear. I never picked Tennessee. I just said they would keep it closer than the experts think. Way wrong on that. Still thought Georgia would win the game.
It felt like you and LT were picking Tennessee all
Never
week.
once. Not one time did I pick Tennessee to win. Not one time.
Sitting across the way, let me know in the chat room. It felt like you guys were saying Tennessee all week.
I think multiple times I said, no, Georgia is going to win this game, but now I was wrong, but I wanted to be clear. I did not think Tennessee was winning that game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was an incredible performance by Bo Nix, to your point. And USC just got closed out by UCLA. We've seen the last of Caleb Williams, the college football player.
Yeah.
Did you see the Dan Mullen tweet?
I did not. What did Dan Mullen say?
Before I even read it, I'm going to see if it's been taken down. This is one of those where somebody might have gotten to Dan and said, hey, did you really mean to do that? It's still there. Are we sure they have the right coach on the hot seat in LA? From Dan Mullen.
No. That's good stuff. That's good stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, it's a fair question. I mean, who's got a better roster? USC or UCLA?
USC, you would think.
USC does. Who had a better quarterback?
Well,
USC did.
USC
Not even close.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Yep.
I mean, that game shouldn't have been close.
By the way,
not have been close.
They're telling me in the chat. They're telling us in the chat. UNA has just gone up 14-0 on FSU.
Oh, I'm not even going to fall for that joke. I'm not even going to click on it.
I don't even know where the game's on. Like if I wanted.
Oh, it's on CW because my quad box. One of my quad boxes. The only way I could get the 3 games I wanted in my main TV on the quad box. It had the CW game on earlier.
Right.
Let's see here. I fell for it here. Here I go. I'm falling for it.
It's 14-0. There's nothing to fall for.
I'm at 13-0. Yeah.
Well, they got to kick the point, I'm sure. Where's the CW?
It is isn't that 21? No, that's 67 over the air. And is that one of your stations? 30 or 40?
It used to be 21.
Yeah.
I think it's 68 now.
Yeah. No, I think 68 is where they put the news now.
No, here it is. No, it is 21.
Yeah.
Again,
that's why Dabo was so pissed he had to play a game there.
I didn't know they did games. No, I'm sure FSU will end up winning this game. See, as soon as I turn over the Eric's point block, they leave it on 13.
Yeah, I see. I told you don't assume anything. They didn't return it for 2, though, did they? Big guys made a tackle.
No, it's still 13-0.
Okay.
God,
I hope that doesn't come back to haunt them.
People are asking about Little T. She is at a wedding. I was texting with her. I think she was going to try to join us, but she actually had to go to a wedding today.
Oh no, she was at a wedding. She sent me a sunset picture from the wedding, and this was my this is the way it went. Sunset picture because she knows I love sunsets. And I said, "Beautiful, great day to be at a wedding and not Jordan Hare Stadium." She replied with 2 words.
F and you?
No.
Oh.
I'm livid. Yeah.
She's got a link, so she may jump on here. I don't know how much longer we're going to be here as the primetime slate gets underway.
Well, we're 28 minutes away from chaos, according to you and LT. I don't think
correct.
chaos. I don't think chaos is walking through that door this year, boys.
Hey, I mean, for a minute, I know you're going to say I never once thought Michigan was going to lose that game. I don't know that I ever thought they were going to lose the game, but it got way closer than it should have.
Yeah, I never thought they were going to lose that game. But I never thought Ohio State was going to beat Michigan. Now I don't know. And I think I've seen enough from both of those teams that I don't care which one loses. Only one Big Ten team gets in. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and I don't, and I don't like. I sure don't like them against Georgia. And if Alabama is good enough to beat the Georgia team I saw today, I don't like them against Alabama either.
Yeah, 100%.
So,
I don't like Michigan against Oregon. I'll go ahead and tell you.
Not the Oregon team that played today. Now, are they saying? Oh no, Jordan Travis is down on the field. Dunaway. Hey, this is a 5-alarm fire right here. Are you watching this?
I am not. I've got currently. I'm leading into chaos in Corvallis, and I'm from over on this big TV. All my quad boxes went away. I had 9 games up, and when they go away, it goes down to a single.
No, they're going. It looks like, and I don't want to jump the gun here, but it looks like they're going aircast on Jordan Travis.
Oh no!
I mean, this is first of all, you're concerned for him.
Yeah.
They're about to have to cart him off, Jim. Oh my God, this is just awful.
Remember, we're reacting live on the air, Brown. So
what do you want me to say?
I'm just saying, you got to do things like this.
Hang on, they're showing it again.
They're apparently carting Jordan Travis off.
I don't see. Oh my God! No! Don't watch the replay. Don't watch the replay.
I will not. But you notice in these situations when you're live reacting on the air, you got to take the glasses off. You got to go.
Yeah.
Looks like Jordan Travis. Awful. That's a bad injury.
Yeah, that is a terrible injury. That is a broken leg. They're about to put an air cast on him. That is not the kind of chaos I wanted, but aside from him personally, and that is just awful because he's a tremendous football player. That is a massive national championship playoff changing injury right there, potentially.
Well,
because keep in mind, even if they win, the committee can take injuries into account and things of that nature.
Oh, 100%. And already today, before this happened, and they're showing me highlights now on ABC, Kennebrew with a touchdown for the purple-clad UNA, purple with the white jersey, purple. Touchdown the back, missed extra point 13-0. Let's see if they show the Jordan Travis injury. They're about to.
Yeah, it's bad. You don't want to see the replay.
Travis on the keeper, far side. Boom. Oh no.
Yeah.
I don't see how that doesn't happen more often, by the way.
It's as bad as you could see on an injury there.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
God, that's awful.
Yeah. At least the bone didn't pop through and there's no blood spurting out.
God, that is awful. Awful injury. And that is a national championship changing play right there, my friend.
They go right to a full screen graphic that says, how do they stack up?
Oh God.
Yeah. Florida State, Washington, both 10-0. Yeah.
That feels a little insensitive.
Yeah. Unless you're showing me Michael Penix Jr. cutting grass today and his foot slipping under the lawnmower.
Yeah,
there's
really.
No way you should have started comparing that.
Woo, boy, that's a bad injury right there, man. That changes a lot right there, though. All right, hey, little T is standing by. She's at a wedding. You look beautiful. You look beautiful, little T.
Pop you back up.
Thank you.
Oh, you really do.
Yes. Yeah.
Not that I'm shocked. Let me rephrase that.
No.
You do look beautiful. You do look beautiful.
Well, I roll out of bed. I look like I roll out of bed every day when I come to work. So when I brush my hair, it's a little different.
And you appear to be in a golf locker room somewhere. So we're at a golf course at this wedding.
Yeah, country club in the locker room. You are correct.
Yeah. We're going to assume that's a large, women's locker room there. They have big, beautiful women's locker rooms at golf courses. Okay. Just wanted to clear it up. I mean, I've only seen men's locker rooms. They look a lot like that. I never knew what the women's locker room looked like. So I didn't think you guys would go with mahogany wood.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. Okay.
What is that? What course are we? Vestavia? Is that where you are?
No, I'm at Lake Martin, Willow Point.
Yeah. Oh, Willow Point. Yeah. Okay. Very nice.
Willow Point.
You told me you were not able to watch a ton of the game because of this wedding, but you know the outcome, 31-10. Auburn loses to New Mexico State. People in the chat were already asking about you, if your head had exploded, which is why you're not with us. So You're feeling.
No, I'm not at all.
Yeah. Well, walk us through your feelings now that you've seen Auburn lose the game before the Iron Bowl.
I don't understand how something like this happened. I think the past 3 games, and especially playing on the road and looking so good offensively, or so good in comparison to what we had looked like offensively. One of my roommates that I'm here with, her boyfriend's here, and he about 20 minutes ago walked up and he was like, "We're gonna lose." And I was like, "Well, then I need to go home immediately."
Yeah.
So I don't it. But I just don't understand how things can change so drastically, especially when we're playing at home.
Yeah. I would tell you one thing, and I hope this helps, because this is embarrassing, not just for Auburn. This is embarrassing for the Southeastern Conference when teams like Auburn lose to New Mexico State, Alabama back in the day losing to La Monroe. It's embarrassing for the league. I've said this before, Brown, you've been with me for 20 years. You've heard me say this before. We should not play these games, period. So these moments never can happen. We should not play these games. They should not be on our schedule.
Well, in this late in the season, like early on when we looked horrible, it may have been a little, and I just look back to the Georgia game. Like, we can look competitive versus a Georgia team that has won 2 back-to-back national championships and is in the running to win a third. I don't know. I don't get it. And I get too emotionally invested in all of these things to where when things like this happen, I don't take it well at all. But I don't know. And I guess maybe this could build some motivation for next week. I don't know. I get upset. I get pissed off, and I don't understand why it happens.
Yeah. How do you feel about how did you feel about the Iron Bowl Friday?
I don't. Alabama's scary right now in my eyes.
Yeah.
I think they have only improved throughout the season.
I'm sorry, you broke up a little bit. Can you repeat that?
No. Sorry. No, I can't. But they're scary. And again, they're playing at Auburn, which is always, you never know what's going to happen there. But with the small amount that I was able to watch today, how our offense looked, I feel awful about it. But if it was at Alabama, I would say I don't know if I can watch the game. Since it's at Auburn, it gives me a little hope just because weird things happen there. But at the same time, I don't know. I don't know. I don't understand what happened. That's my whole thing. Is it's like, how can we go from looking so much better to what happened today? I don't get it.
Yeah.
Focused on the game? No.
It's hard to explain. I think if you were unfocused on the game, you score late to win that game by 7, or you kick a field goal to make it look better and win by 10. I just think you lost to a better team today. And I know that's kind of hard to swallow, but I think you lost to a better team.
Okay. So do you think the recruit, because we had some big time recruits there that I personally would like to see in Auburn uniforms next year. When they watch a game like that, do you think that makes them think, why would I want to come play here? Or I can come play here, start as a freshman and be a star.
Yeah.
Does it change the money I'm going to get NIL wise? Because if it doesn't change my money, it doesn't change me. I want to play. And I sit in the stands and I'm watching that today and I'm like, I'm better in 81. I'm better in 83. I'm better in 17. That's what those are just random numbers, by the way. Don't go pair them up. I'm just spitting out numbers. Yeah. That's what I would do if I was a big time player. If I liked Auburn anyway before today, it wouldn't change my mind one bit.
And because a lot of places like Georgia and Alabama, you come in as a freshman probably expecting not to play a ton or at all because of how much talent's there already. But in a program like Auburn that's in the middle of a rebuild, I don't know. Like Cam Coleman was there today. Obviously, before he committed. Now that what's happening at Texas A&M is happening at Texas A&M, I've been hearing a lot, seeing a lot about a potential flip. But when he sees a game like that, does that make him think they just lost to New Mexico State? Or does that make him think I can come here and be a difference maker? I hope it makes him think that I can come here and be a difference maker because, I mean, him and Perry Thompson, and I don't know, like, who's going to play quarterback next year?
Somebody who's quarterbacking another team right now.
Yeah.
Like Arch Manning?
I mean, well, I'm just saying that's the world we live in, and that's who's going to quarterback Auburn next year is going to be somebody who's quarterbacking. Or the kid that we interviewed, though, that you liked a lot. I mean, if he comes in and sets the world on fire, but I assume they would go with somebody in the portal and let that kid grow up a bit.
Walker White.
Yeah.
Yeah, like what are the odds? Like what's the success rate of a freshman coming in, starting, and
better than it used to be?
Better than it used to be. Yeah, especially if you're Johnny Manziel or something like that. But look, this is the logo of the team that just beat you. I found this logo today. Look at that. Look at that.
I will leave.
Can you see that cowboy?
No, I'm not looking.
Isn't that weird?
No, I will end. I will leave.
Oh wow.
I love Little T taking away from a wedding of one of her dear friends to sit in with us, and Dunaway just wants to twist the knife. I'm sorry.
No, I found that logo today, and I was like, God, what a cool logo.
You know what? I can't wait. I cannot wait for after Nick Saban's done coaching, and Alabama has like what I would expect to be a down year or two while Auburn peak, and I will never let you hear the end of it. If Auburn for multiple years is a more dominant program, I will be the most insufferable Auburn fan that anyone has ever met.
To me?
Yeah, to you. And everyone else in the community.
Little T, I'm always very nice and professional to you.
Yeah. And so, okay, well, like Terry Arnold, after y'all got done interviewing him this morning, I walk out and I was like, I love Terry on. I was like, he's great. He's hilarious. He's a great interview. John goes, you know, he almost went to Auburn. I was like, no way for real. And he's like, no. I'm like, see, why do you? I'm like, it's 8:45 on a Friday morning. And why are you going to do that to me? I'm complimenting one of your players. I don't. That was unnecessary. That was uncalled for. So it's think when Auburn is a more dominant program, and I will never let.
But these are we're making. I've got a towel off here. I'm crying so hard. I mean, these are memories. We're making memories, Taylor.
Yeah, make a lot more memories when Auburn starts with. I promise you that. Like, I would love, like, if we can make it happen to where we can go to the Auburn, Alabama basketball game, like anywhere, any of the sports, and we can sit together. Like, I would love to.
I'm not sure I want to go this year. Let's go next year.
Your team?
Huh?
Is that what you're saying?
Your team's pretty good in basketball this year.
Oh, in basketball. I thought you were talking about football. I was like,
wow. Oh, if you want to sit together this weekend at Jordan Hare, I'm all in.
Who's trying to peek in our shot there? Who?
This is Molly.
Where am you?
And Maggie.
Yeah.
Did they all go to Auburn?
Yes,
we did.
We all went to Auburn.
Never give up. Never give up.
How do y'all feel about the loss today?
Never back down, never give up. You're right, sir.
That's right.
We
About to get a.
There's so much. We stick with the Auburn family always.
We do, Auburn family.
No,
It's
that's
more than
cringy.
just a
It's
win or
cringy.
lose. It's not cringy. We don't care if it's cringy. We stick with it.
Will y'all be at the Iron Bowl? Are y'all going to the Iron Bowl?
We
Oh
are.
yeah, we are.
We'll be there.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
wait, is it like going on the thing?
Yeah, it's live. We're live.
Oh,
But it's okay. We can cuss and say.
Yeah, that's all right.
anything we
And
want.
you had a
Bye, Molly.
Oh, bye, Molly.
Bye, Molly.
No, but
Is
like-
Lily there?
Lily is
Charleston?
here. Lily? She's in here actually. She's in the locker room. But no, I'm very upset. Okay. I'm upset. I'm used to feeling this way. Before the game ended, I retweeted a tweet that I sent out a few weeks ago that said, it was a long paragraph saying something about how I feel when Auburn loses games in any sport. And that's how I feel right now. If you want to go, I can't remember exactly what I said, but I was like, it feels like heartbreak. I don't know what like major heartbreak feels like, but I think that that's what it is when Auburn loses. And I need to figure out how to not be so emotionally invested, because obviously no team's ever going to win every game that they play. But the way that it impacts my mood and emotions is not healthy.
Yeah, that's part of being a fan.
No, I see. I like it because there was. I told you the story about my friend, the Orrs, and
Yeah.
one of my golfing buddies, and both their kids are at Auburn right now, and they were leaving one day after a loss. And Mary Abney, the daughter, who's now, I think, a freshman, just turned 19. She said to Dad, "You know, everyone else likes to go out and party and stuff after losses and out to eat, and we don't do that." And she's like, "I don't understand why other people are that way. Who wants to go out and eat and have fun after a loss?" And see, I like fans like that.
It's hard to shake, but then again,
Yep.
I'm like, it's not good for my mental health because I care too
Uh,
much.
you-
I don't know if you can care too much, but like I
Yeah.
care a lot to where like I need to go home right now because Auburn just lost that badly to New Mexico State at home. After we're coming off a very, very good 3 games.
Yes, it will not impact the Iron Bowl at all, I don't think. And you brought the Legends Classic basketball trophy home from Brooklyn.
Wow.
2 good wins up there.
So wow.
Those were 2 good wins.
All right. All right, little T, go back to the wedding before Dunaway does
Okay.
something.
Y'all have a good night. I'll see y'all on Monday.
All right, thank you. Bye. All right, that's little T. We're about to wrap things up. I don't know if we're going to do another post-game show. I guess it depends on what the chaos looks like tonight. Any thoughts on? I mean, we didn't talk a ton of Alabama. I mean I don't know what to say.
We should not. I'll say it on a 66-10 score too. We should not play these games. We shouldn't play them. We shouldn't play them when Auburn loses. We shouldn't play them when Alabama wins. We shouldn't play them when Auburn wins and Alabama loses to La Monroe. We should not play these games. We should never put our brand in a position to even play these games close. We should not play these games. The fact that we paid $1.85 million, Auburn did, to play this game instead of a 9th SEC game is an embarrassment. It's a shame. We should not be playing these games.
Listen, I'm not going to disagree with you. I don't want to sit there. I mean, how much Alabama Chattanooga did you watch?
Yeah. I told you this week. I tweeted it out when I sent the schedule out this week. This is the poop weekend. This is the weekend. Nope, don't like it. Shouldn't be playing these games. Should not be playing this game. It should be a rule. Everybody needs to man up. Let's play 9 SEC games, and let's make it a rule that we do it like the Big Ten. From October through November, it's only SEC games. Only SEC games and buys.
I can argue with it. Not going to argue with it. All right. Well, you guys enjoy the rest of the games. If it is like insane, crazy chaos, we may be back with you post game.
I mean, Texas loses. That's worth it.
Okay.
Washington loses. I think that's worth it. Texas and Washington both lose. We're in.
Florida State
loses. Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, as I was saying earlier, before the Jordan Travis injury, both Kirk Herbstreit and Desmond were making a case that Alabama, if they won out beating Georgia, even if Florida State was unbeaten, they thought Alabama should be in ahead of them.
Yeah.
And that was with Jordan Travis.
You were going to get that narrative, and you're also getting the Alabama, Texas game was in September, and these are different teams now narrative. Now, how that narrative affects the people that actually vote, I don't know.
Yeah.
But that narrative is certainly out there.
It is.
Yep. All right, mybookie.ag to play these late games. Mybookie.ag code next round. You make that deposit. They do a 50% match up to $1,000. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with mybookie.ag. If it is complete chaos, we'll be back with you tonight. If not, we'll see you 9 o'clock on Monday. Enjoy the late slate of games, and thank you for joining.